Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of James Bond Bitcoin Live 00138 hashtag gold member. So, yes, gold member. Looks like there's a lot of pooping going on today. Apparently, a lot of scare, a lot of panic. We'll be going over what's in the notes section here today. Here, I have the bond trading view list of top 58 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Uh, quote unquote flagged for shorts. Although this link, there are so many altcoins out there that have recently surged in price that the flagging kind of didn't work. So it's a little different. You have to probably, I'll show you the view that I'm using to flag for shorts. So this episode's a little different, but it is a new link, but there won't be any flagged uh, cryptocurrencies or tokens in the flagged area because there's so many that I can't, it's kind of weird. It doesn't work. So it'll be a little bit different today. All right, then first in the note section here, what I'll be talking about is Texas slaps Bitcoin investment firm with cease-and-desist. If you haven't heard already, USI Tech, which is a very similar concept in basically the pyramid Ponzi scheme, Big Connect kind of wannabe. Anyways, it seems like the state of Texas just slapped a cease and desist order to two affiliate representatives of USI Tech and basically determined that what they're offering is a security. So even though it's a investment for Bitcoin, the way they have it set up, it seems like an investment as a security. So that should be a forewarning to BitConnect, EthConnect, BitButTeat. I know it's not around, but any kind of site that offers a high yield investment program, it doesn't matter if you're using gold, Bitcoin, Ether, most likely it would be considered as a security. And now, anyways, I'll get into a little bit more detail into it a little bit later. Next is trader bets $1 million that Bitcoin price will reach 50,000 by 2018. Interesting story in light of the big drop in price of Bitcoin today. But not only Bitcoin, but believe it or not, all the coins or most of the coins also took a dip today. So when Bitcoin goes down, all the other coins go down too. So don't think you're immune because you bought into whatever Ripple, Dash, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, whatever coin that you bought in, you think you're safe. You're not. When Bitcoin tanks and drops in price, your coin is next right after that. Okay, because you have to consider what greedy people would do. What would they do when they see their value of their coin going up? Not only is it going up in US dollar value, but also going up in Bitcoin value. Well, the natural thing is to dump their coin to get Bitcoin, right? Because they want to make more Bitcoin. So Bitcoin going down is probably a leading indicator for all the other altcoins. And then next, I have more than $250,000 worth of Ethereum stolen on EtherDelta hack. Just a follow-up story. At least you'll have at least a dollar figure. It's probably less than that now that the price of Ethereum has gone down as well. Here's how to get. All right. So here's my next article. Here's how to get sexual pleasure from your cryptocurrency. If you ever wondered how you can get sexual pleasure from your cryptocurrencies, by not owning them, but actually from the price volatility of it going up and down. I'll talk about it. This article is very interesting. Um, it may it's one of those interesting articles that I come across. Which why not? Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun. Next is the Bitcoin whales are cutting back. So are the Bitcoin whales cutting back? This article is coming from Bloomberg, and after reading it, I have to say the writer who wrote this is utterly clueless about what's going on. And I'll get into the details when I get to it, but eventually I'll get to that. Next is Bitcoin is on the road to $0, says Peter Schiff. If you don't know who Peter Schiff is, he's a gold bug. He's heavily invested into gold. His life's work is all about gold, and Bitcoin seems to, in my opinion, Bitcoin's a better form of gold because of the fact that you don't have to carry around gold. All right. Anyways, I don't own gold myself. I've never been a gold bug, but I do own Bitcoin, so maybe I'm a little biased. But I find making money with Bitcoin or becoming wealthy with Bitcoin, it seems to be a lot easier than becoming wealthy with gold. And so, well, that's just my opinion. Here's another one. Bitcoin investors will be crawling back to gold, says Agnico's Sean Boyd. So you kind of get Bitcoin's kind of under attack right now. The price is under attack. The blockchain's under attack. It's almost like the FUD is on like the FUD is just on high alert, really. And this is the poop. Roger Ver, coming out with trying to convince everyone to sell their Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin Cash. By the way, Bitcoin Cash is also down a lot as well. This is the poop phase of the pump and dump. So there's the pump and dump, and then there's the poop and scoop, which kind of go to hand in hand. We are basically in the poop phase with Roger Ver, Peter Schiff, and all these other naysayers at this point in time. So those are the poops. And I guess at a certain point, the price will be scooped up because the whole point is to get more Bitcoin at a lower price. And I think that's kind of what we're going to be seeing or already seeing right now. All right, so let me go next in the notes section here. I'll go over the news aggregators. There's a link to these news aggregators. One is Coin Spectator, real-time cryptocurrency news aggregator. The other one is Crypto Panic, is a news aggregator platform indicating impact on price and market for traders and cryptocurrency enthusiasts. Let me go over some of them. Let's just take a look at the recent feeds that are coming in. Let me see, which one should I look at? I'll look at I'll look at Coin Spectator first. There's already 4 news stories. I mean, I get most of my news feeds from these 2 news aggregators, and CoinSpectator.com seems to be a lot of news feeds that you would get from mainstream media. And I'll just go over them. Not all mainstream, but a lot of different sources, and they have a lot more interesting stories. And I'll compare the 2 news feeds, the new news aggregators. Okay, this is coming 20 minutes ago from econotimes.com. Blockchain technology to bring digital identification to stateless Rohingya people. Okay. Seems like if you just have a headline blockchain in your news title, you'll get some attention. This is coming from Cointelegraph 21 minutes ago. Exclusive, Telegram to release blockchain platform native cryptocurrency. So Telegram Telegram is going to create its own currency. Wow. Okay, interesting. Let me see. Bits Online, this is 22 minutes ago. Few spared as Bitcoin takes biggest fall in 2017. But what's Ripple up to? It seems like a lot of people are looking at Ripple, wants to know something about Ripple. Interesting. Let me see here. Bitcoin falls by more than $2,000, briefly dropping to through $14,000 mark. This is UKYahoo.com, 33 minutes ago. Bitcoin tumbles towards $13,000, down 30% on record. Bloomberg.com, 36 minutes ago. Bitcoin falls by more than 2,012 hours. UK.yahoo.com, 38 minutes ago. Controversial businessman releases expose video about scam involving Bitcoin. thestar.com.my, 43 minutes ago. 5 companies that should follow long blockchain crypto leads. TheStreet.com, I don't know what that's about. Bitcoin is so 2017 as Ripple soars at year's end chart. Bloomberg.com. So you're kind of getting an idea here. It seems like the gloom and doom of Bitcoin is being expressed out there. Another one from Reuters. Bitcoin exceeds losses, slips below 14,000 on Bitstamp exchange. So you're kind of getting an idea here of what's being, fed out in the news media. So let me go over crypto panic. Let me just take a quick refresh on that. And crypto panic's a little different. It's not so much mainstream news media. It has a tendency of using Twitter along with the Reddit subforms, or the subreddits on Reddit, and then some other typical crypto coin news websites, and then some mainstream articles. The interesting about it is it allows you to rate it as a negative, positive, important, and it shows how many are saving it. So let me just go over a few right now. 7 minutes ago, fellow Bitcoiners, are you ever going to realize how problematic these fees are getting? Average fees now over $40. Let me just look into that. This is a tweet from Eric Voorhees, looks like. Average fees now over $40 per transaction. A year ago, average fee was $4. A year prior, 40 cents. Growing faster than price and exponentially with usage. We just spent $4,800 to move 15 Bitcoin in one transaction. Well, I guess he had a lot of outputs or inputs, or his fees, his Satoshi per bytes is just too high. So I think he needs to, like, either, well, I guess in reality, the way he works, Eric Voorhees is talking about his what do you call it, shapeshift, is that they get a lot of inputs, and he basically, I'm assuming this transaction had many inputs to produce one output, and then that's going to be a lot of the byte size, the memory size. This probably was very high, and to get into the next block, you probably had to be about 1,000 Satoshis per byte. So you have to pay 48. So if he wanted in the next block, then he paid the price and he got it in the next block. So I don't know what he's complaining about. Yes, they're high unless you wanted to wait, but I guess he couldn't wait. And this is the same guy, Eric Voorhees, who created Satoshi Dice, that pretty much spammed the network. Basically, it was free to him, but not to the rest of us. Oh, I got some more news feed here. XRP at $1.20 is paving way for TRX Tronics. That's a negative. This is coming 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago, XRP got me excited for Tronics. 5 minutes ago on the Tronics R forums. our Reddit forums. Let me see here. 14 minutes ago, Bitcoin price technical analysis. Bears settling in. This is newsbtc.com. 21 minutes. Let me see here. Delighted to announce Provost as our first dedicated open source protocol developer. He's going to start by focusing on, this is something from Eric Voorhees. This is another tweet. Let me see here. 22 minutes ago, don't worry, Gavin, it's just spam. This is another tweet from Eric Voorhees. And then the NAGA, the NAGA token ends successfully raising 50 million. This is coming from cryptoninjas.net. This is 23 minutes ago. I think somebody mentioned this. I know one of you guys in the chat probably mentioned this about the Naga token. So it looks like it raised $50 million. I think it's what, some kind of German, like, stock market kind of ICO token. Keep calm and hodl. That's the R IOTA markets. That's 3 positive, 3 important. 26 minutes ago, request network partners with B token. Okay. You get a lot on the cryptopanic.com. You get a lot of news about the other altcoins a lot, quite a bit. I'm assuming it's because it gets a lot of feeds from the Reddit post. So anyways, there's some information there, so you can check it out. A little different, 2 different aggregators, so you get a little bit of something, you know, depends on what you're looking for. So anyways, let's go on here. I just wanted to mention some of that came out on the news. If you're interested, those news aggregators are in the notes section, so go ahead and check them out, and you know, you can, you know, look at it and be informed. Next in the partition area of the notes section is the different forks, fake forks, spam forks, joke forks, meme forks, potential forks, and already forked. Some I've taken off, some I left on. It's time to stop meme. I have a link to that. It's time to stop with these hard forks. Bitcoin Uranium, still looking for a gullible idiot to pick that up. Bitcoin Cash Plus, Bitcoin Classic, Super Bitcoin should already have happened, and looks like it is on the coin market cap. Bitcoin Diamond BID, can't find it, but supposedly it's hard fork. Bitcoin Diamond BCD, still futures, no mainnet. Bitcoin X and Bitcoin Faith BTF and Bitcoin X BCX. And let me see what else is there that I haven't really put in the link, but I will mention it. Bitcoin God, United Bitcoin. It's, you know, United Bitcoin seems to be already happening, and it is already listed on CoinMarketCap. Apparently, SegWit2m.org is back again after disappearing. When I did an update on this, apparently that website was gone. Now all of a sudden it's reappeared, a little different. I suspect it's just another joke or another troll. If they haven't already hard forked now, I mean, apparently there's a website out there that you can actually create your own hard fork. It's not that hard. So if they can't do it by now, it probably won't happen. So I'll just mention them real quick, but they're not in the notes section. And then a list of airdrops. I have a link for that for those of you who like to receive free money falling from the sky. And then next, I have also other websites that you might want to take a look at. SegWit Charts, Coin Codex is a listing platform. LiveCoin Watch is another listing platform. CoinGecko, another listing platform. BitInfo Charts, another listing platform. Joho Mempool Statistics, that is the graphical representation of the mempool. I'll be going over the mempool. I'll be going over the Bitcoin fees, and I'll do a chart analysis of Bitcoin at the end of the show. All right, and then Salome.io, that is a listing platform as well that measures social media volume. Transaction Accelerator, if you need it, you might need it. I've never had to use it. I just pay the right fees, and as a user, I'm just a simple user, and so I don't get a lot of inputs or create like many inputs and many outputs. So my transaction byte size is oftentimes 250 to maybe at most, because I'll have two inputs with maybe one output, or two inputs with two outputs, at maybe 450 bytes. And so paying 3 to 400, maybe 500 Satoshi per bytes, maybe even 1,000. I never had to pay 1,000, but my transactions aren't that bad, and I can take a $40 hit on the transaction fees because I don't buy coffee with my Bitcoin. All right, I try to actually make it worth my time and worth the other. And, if I was going to do something, I'd try to make it worth my time and the other merchant's time, the buyer and the seller's time. Make it worth your time. None of this $50, $5 stuff. But that's just me. And then I have a link for Bitcoin Cash hash rate historical chart 6 months. If you want to compare the two blockchains that compete for the same mining algorithm. All right, so let's see here. I had to remove some of my notes, so don't have any more of the Crush the Street. But if you want to check it out, my previous episodes has links to those. I had an interview on Crush the Street, and I say some interesting things. But next in the notes that's been partitioned off is collecting your free Bitcoin Gold with Coinami. I still have that because, if you have Bitcoin, you should be able to successfully, without getting hacked or have your Bitcoin taken from you, be able to fork your Bitcoin to get Bitcoin Gold. And Coinami has been very helpful, very easy, very simple. And Coinami doesn't try to take my Bitcoin. And if I made a video about it, how to split Bitcoin Gold, BTG01. And then if you don't have an Android to download Coinami, they have a mnemonic code converter. It's from their Coinami website, Recovery Phrase Tool. So you can import your mnemonic seed, and it will populate whatever coin you want to probably pick Bitcoin Gold if you're looking to split your Bitcoin Gold from your Bitcoin. But you still need a wallet to sweep the private keys. So, there you go. It also helps because it's also a wallet generator for your mnemonic seed. Okay. And then a link to Bitcoin Gold. But be careful, because that website may have malware or viruses that steals your Bitcoin. Okay, so next in the notes section that's been partitioned off, if you've been watching my channel or anybody else's channel regarding cryptocurrencies of any kind, and you see an ad for BitConnect, usually by a guy who goes by the name Craig Grant, which I do not believe he is that rich at all. Anybody who is that rich doesn't need to show off a Rolex watch or a Forex, a fake Rolex watch. Doesn't even need to make YouTube channels. Doesn't need to do any of that. Doesn't need to be involved in a Ponzi. Doesn't need to pay for ads for you to watch his to watch his video. So if you watch a video about BitConnect regarding basically Craig Grant pushing BitConnect, or his mistress Juliana, you might want to read some of these articles before you put your life savings into BitConnect. Why has ICO labeled BitConnect as an outright fraud? Notice regarding high yield coins on top of BitConnect. What is BitConnect, and why have we decided to distance ourselves from it? James Bond Bitcoin Live 0017. I interview 3 BitConnect users. 2 of them rage quit. One of them was actually stupid enough to stick around to let you know where where to find him. That same person also who stuck around and let you know where where to find him has also been pumping USI Tech, which I'll go over shortly here. And then I think there was another guest who was not involved in BitConnect at all, and it was obvious, very obvious to him that BitConnect is a scam. And then of course I had a special guest appearance with Ozzy the BS filter. He showed up, was totally clueless. I'm not sure if he can still figure out if BitConnect is a scam. He's very green. If you go watch some of my past videos, I mean, he says some really stupid stuff. So far, I think he's lost his bank account. I think he lost money on BitC because apparently he had some coins on BitC, and so that was taken over by the FBI. And then I think he probably lost some money on some ICOs and stuff, and also he lost some money on buying mining equipment. So I wouldn't really, other than for comical reasons, for entertainment, watching his channel. But for the most part, he's very green. If you want to watch newbie mistakes, definitely go check out Ozzy the BS filter. Check out his channel. You'll learn all the newbie mistakes that a newbie makes. Let me see here. Finally, in the notes section, I have the video theme for this video. Transport 1975 gold member roller skate scene. Gosh. Looks like all the gold bucks are coming out trying to say, I told you so. Bitcoin's going to zero. I told you so. You're all going to come back running to gold now. I don't think so. I never was into gold, but anyways, I'll stick with Bitcoin. It's been working just fine for me, despite, you know, my involvement since 2013 and the long bear market. It's been working for me very well. I don't plan on going anywhere, and I definitely don't plan on buying any precious metals unless it's, you know, a ring or a necklace for me to wear. But buying, you know, a piece of metal, you know, unless you're using it, it's not very useful, in my opinion. That's just me. And then hashtag yes to X110, which you're looking at right now. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. I know it's a rough time to be in Bitcoin now, but I think if you keep staying in the game, and you should appreciate the price discount, because everybody always says they're going to buy the dip. Question is, will they? Because they always get a paralysis by analysis. They always say they're going to buy it, but the price keeps going down, so they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then when the price finally goes back up again, they're waiting for the dip to happen. It already did happen, and they're going to wait for the dip and dip, but they never receive another chance to buy the dip because the price will just keep going up. And then they'll say, well, I'm going to wait for the dip. And then when the dip happens, they just never buy in. It's just paralysis by analysis. That's what happens. You got to be ready. When opportunity comes your way to get Bitcoin at a lower price, you got to be ready to take it. And not only do you have to be ready to take it, but you have to be ready to hold on to it, because there might be a chance it could go lower, which is another chance for you to get more Bitcoin. If you've been in this game long enough, the whole point is to get more Bitcoin. And when the market goes down, when the price of Bitcoin goes down, you make more Bitcoins, you get more Bitcoins. When the price goes up, you make more money. It's not a very hard concept, but you know, people don't understand how to use Bitcoin, how to trade Bitcoin. Well, you're the speculator who trades on the exchanges, and you're the ones, you know, speculators who trade on exchanges, you're the losers. The market takes from you and gives it to the hodlers, right? The hodlers, or the people who actually trade peer-to-peer, right? That's how it works. Unless you have to, maybe you haven't figured it out. Maybe you're green and wet behind the ears. You're a noob, and you don't know how this market works. The market works in a way that if you're not using Bitcoin, all right, if you're not using Bitcoin in the real world, in physical reality, right, because Bitcoin is a gateway into virtual reality. It allows you to come in and out of virtual reality. It really does. And if you don't know how to do that, then you are nothing but a speculator who is most likely losing money or losing Bitcoin, probably both. So, and then I have I also have a link to Bitcoin Pot of Gold. I have a link to that. Pot of Gold donational address as well. It is a SegWit address. Please donate. So let me see who's all in the live chat. Rocky M or M Rocky, you were here first. Let me see what you have to say. A guy named Roger told me some interesting things. He said Ripple is next on Coinbase, and then he DM the bird. I'm not sure what you mean by that last part. So I guess there's some more rumors going around that maybe Ripple may be added to Coinbase here soon. And maybe that's why the price of Ripple is going up. Of course, we all know Ripple is not a cryptocurrency. If you're going to get involved in Ripple, you might as well just start using PayPal. And the only people that are using Ripple or buying Ripple are the speculators. And guess what? You're going to lose. You're going to lose. We'll take a look at some of these coins. 21 million, how you doing? What's up? DD8209, the show has finally started, and you hate bankers. That's good to know. And then Jay Glad, good to see you're still hitting on those on the girls at the bank, trying to get them hooked on Bitcoin. So DJ Calv, good to see you. Andre Barnwell, what is up? Ripple went up today. Yes, it did. It did. Unfortunately, I don't have Ripple, and you know, another reason why Ripple could be going up is people could be using it to basically transfer their money and try to cash out. That's another possibility, because Ripple's original design was a settlement layer. You bought Ripple, and it transfers very quickly because it's not a blockchain. All right, it's basically, in my opinion, not a blockchain. It's just a centralized server somewhere, and you're just making a ledger transaction on it, and eventually it goes wherever it needs to go, and you know, you cash out, you settle, and you cash out. That's all you do. Why? It's like market-driven, market price-driven coin. I don't know why. Fight Machine, welcome back. You dumped 100K Verge yesterday? Why? Verge is like the ultimate like altcoin. And you sold your Ripple last week. Oh, you missed it by a week. Anyways, good luck to you on your altcoin trading. Julie G, good to see you. Let me see. Julie G, how you doing? Good to have you back. And Dual Overhead Camness, good to see you as well. Welcome back. Let me see who else is in the chat. Client Shizbig, Client Shibzig. You know, I think if the Bitcoin price ever went to zero, I would buy all of it at zero. Essentially, wouldn't that mean I would get it for free? I would. Would you consider that buying? How can you buy something for $0? Anyways, oh goodness. Yes, I'm preaching. Well, you know, I'm not really preaching. I'm just like giving you my experience since my involvement since 2013. Now, if you're trading peer-to-peer, like I've been doing, I have my trading wallet. I've been selling on the way up, and I've actually sold prices around 18 to 19 to 17, somewhere around there. Like I recently had a lot of demand for Bitcoin, at around those prices. And so when people come to me, that's when I sell. You know, I don't sell because I think the price is going to go up or price is going to go down. I sell because the market tells me, in other words, people who want to use Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin, the market tells me to sell Bitcoin. And then when I run out of my Bitcoins on my trading wallet, that's the market telling me to go buy some more. Okay. And the longer you're in the market, the longer you're in the market, the more money you'll make. So take this opportunity to to make yourself some more Bitcoin or grab some more Bitcoin if you can. That's just my opinion. Let me see here. Merch Studios, welcome back. Just bought some Bitcoin an hour ago. It's pretty simple. Just buy into dips and don't day trade and don't be a greedy F. Yeah, that's right. Don't be too greedy. You know, I could have said no to all those people that wanted to buy Bitcoin from me, like back when it was, 2000. Matter of fact, in my early videos with Ozzy the BS filter, he wanted to buy Bitcoin from me. He wanted to buy 5 Bitcoin at around maybe 2000. And the price never went down to 2000, but he had a chance to buy like 4.5 Bitcoin. Now, if he did that, those Bitcoins at the peak of the market would have been worth $100,000. He could have turned $10,000 into $100,000. But let me tell you something. He never did buy those Bitcoins from me because he was too greedy. He eventually what he did was he tried to talk me down on the price. So the price of Bitcoin was going up, right? It went from 2,000 to like almost 3,000. And then he wanted to wait for the price to come down. Well, the price kind of never went down. And he ended up just buying it on Coinbase. And so, he was too greedy. He got too greedy. And I think he's still too greedy. That's why he loses money. He doesn't want to admit it, though. Anyways, let me see here. DD8209, you say, I don't have a gun. I can't trade peer-to-peer. Well, when I don't have my gun, like some places I go, I can't really have a gun, or I'm not allowed to have a gun. Like when I leave the country, unfortunately, there's other countries that don't even allow you to have any gun whatsoever. I have a knife. I do carry a knife. And so having something's better than nothing. So, you don't have to have a gun. You can have a knife. Let me see here. What else? Who else is in the live chat? Mr. Lord Drex 1, welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live chat. All right. Thank you for everybody being in the live chat. Have fun in there, and I look forward to all your lively chatting that you all do over there. So, happy Hanukkah, everyone. Don't worry. The price will probably go up sometime. I mean, since I've been involved, it's gone up a lot more than when I first started a long time ago. Let me see. Plex ASM, welcome. Yeah, he gets he's Ozzy Plex ASM. Ozzy's green. Ozzy's green. I remember I told him that most likely he would get his bank account closed because he got involved with Bitcoin. And I remember him clearly saying, no, Bank of America loves me. They love me, Well, I guess they don't love him or his money because they told him to take a hike. He doesn't understand. He really does not understand what he's gotten into. And he's still learning, and I wish the best for him. Hope the best for his journey. Everyone's journey is different when you get into Bitcoin. But I have to say, although all the struggle that I've been through, all the persecution, ridicule, mockery that I've been through, like the look at people's eyes as they glaze, you know, they give me that glazing look. They look up in the air and they go, "Oh God, this guy's crazy." The look that you get when you talk to someone about Bitcoin, well, it's it, you, you'll struggle quite a bit. You'll struggle a lot, but in the end, you know you're right. Have a strong belief in what you're doing. That's probably the most important thing. Having a strong, very strong belief system. Okay, I'm not saying Bitcoin's a religion. I'm saying you, at a personal level, have a strong belief system. Okay, many people will come to you. All right, many people will come to you, and they'll be your friend for whatever strange reason. But not all of them will have that same belief that you may have. All right, they don't share the same ideas and goals. They are very manipulative. Like I'll give you an example. Roger Ver. Roger Ver came in this space as Bitcoin Jesus, right? But look what he's doing now. He is literally trying to poop. He is the poop of Bitcoin right now. He is trying to commit a poop and scoop on Bitcoin. And all these other people, Peter Schiff, also, he's a poop. Peter Schiff is a poop right now. He's pooping on Bitcoin, which, he's inadvertently, like these people that are naysayers on Bitcoin, they are helping like hodlers, like people who understand like how all this works. They're helping the hodlers get more Bitcoin at a lower price. Eventually, that's all they're doing. So I guess we should be thankful for them in a lot of ways. Anyways, let's go on to the first thing here. What is the first thing? Oh, sorry for the bright screen. I'm gonna have to get to my first story. I think CoinDesk sucks up a lot of that CPU power on my computer. So, anyways, this is a Bitcoin pot of gold. Please donate to the Bitcoin pot of gold. Here is the QR code on the left side. Is the donational address to the Bitcoin pot of gold. If you donate, I haven't checked it, but if someone please donate at the lower price. If you don't like your Bitcoins right now, you're looking to sell some, just donate it, and I will give the 9th clue to the 9th word of the 24-word mnemonic seed. Maybe that little bit of Bitcoin that you put into it will get the 9th clue. Well, it has to be at least worth $90. So check the price of how many Bitcoins are in there. Check for the price, and it has to be $90 at least. The idea is to give a clue every $10 increments. So hopefully it's still $90. If not, put some Bitcoin in there so it can be worth $90. And then the QR code on the right here is the encrypted private key. If you're able to scan this and sweep it, figuring out the password, if you have a SegWit wallet, it is a SegWit address. So if you have a SegWit wallet, you should be able to sweep it. If you don't, you probably need to find a private key decoder to get to the private key, then use a private key to use as in a SegWit sender, and then you'll be able to sweep the wallet that way. Hello, Brad Taylor. Welcome to the chat. 920 Satoshis per byte. Yes. You must have a few outputs. You must have a couple outputs and inputs, or a few, at least 2 or 3 inputs and 1 output, maybe, or maybe 2 outputs. I'm thinking you have like at least for that many. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. You probably have 5 inputs and 1 output. So yeah, I know it hurts. Probably the transaction fees right now are very high. The QR code here is if you use a regular QR code scanner or barcode scanner, this will take you to Yellow Fever for Use channel. He's the one that gave me this idea, so thank you, Yellow Fever, for you. Right. So let's go on to the first. Oh yeah, the bond trading view. So here's the bond trading view. Uh, this is created by James Bond Bitcoin Live. List of top 55 tokens. I should put 58 there. Oh well, 58 tokens and 58 coins and tokens compared to Bitcoin percentage and all-time high. Flagged for shorts. Now I don't have it flagged for shorts. I'm sorry. The list is getting big. Usually I have the shorts in here, but they don't fit, and it's kind of acting kind of weird. I'm clicking on the different coins, and they're disappearing and reappearing as I click. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and just go to the day's all-time high, and I'll click on that. Oh, let me first refresh here before I show this. It is refreshing. It is refreshing, isn't it? It is very refreshing. Okay, so days since all-time high, as you see right here, days since all-time high. If I click that, it'll just put it in order, and there's 0 days, and usually I list all the shorts until the 3rd day. After the 3rd day, I don't list them. I don't flag them for shorts anymore. But you can see there's 43 tokens here that I would have to list to be short. So it's quite an extensive list, and you can see Ripple is by far on the highest. And if you look at percentage for Bitcoin, it's 51%. So that is some serious gain for Ripple. If you have Ripple, man, look at all the Bitcoins you can get. Plus, the price of Bitcoin went down. So it's not that bad, not that bad. Now, if you look at some of these other ones, they're in the red. Even though the price of Bitcoin's gone down dramatically, Bitcoin is still outperforming Bitcoin Cash, Dash, EOS, Zcash, Monero. Let me see, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin Gold, Tron. Although this is only 24 hours, so this isn't, you know, the proposition of trading altcoin. You know, you're fighting against. You're going against the grain, in my opinion. You're definitely going against the grain. So, anyways, I'll be going over this eventually. Let me continue on to the first story here. All right, so here you go. Yeah, there's a lot of ads on Coinbase, and so it's like sucking up all my CPU power, or is secretly mining on my computer, one or the other. But let's go over CoinDesk, and I'll close this window here. But Texas slaps Bitcoin investment firm with cease and desist order. Now, typically, if they're going to do this, you know, a lot of the state regulation is pretty much complies or a copy of the federal regulation. It's just more restrictive, but it's kind of following the federal regulation. So if Texas is doing a cease and desist on UTI or USI Tech, I mean, USI Tech is pretty much very similar to BitConnect, EthConnect, BitPetite, or any of these loaning platforms, okay, where they're pretty much guaranteeing you some kind of return on your investment. So I think this is going to be the start of these so-called high yield investment programs that use Bitcoin or Ethereum or Doge or whatever. It's not going to work, people. You know, give it up. It's the gig is up. All right, so let me go down here, read the first paragraph here. So the first paragraph says, regulators in Texas have obtained an emergency cease and desist order against a company they say is unlawfully pitching Bitcoin mining investment products in the state. In a statement yesterday, literally in a statement, and it was today, the 21st, they actually signed that order. The Texas State Securities Board revealed that it had taken action against USI Tech Limited, a firm based in Dubai, So I guess we can say Dubai to goodbye, or goodbye to Dubai. The firm has allegedly been trying to sell investment contracts in dozens of Texas cities by way of social media videos, dedicated websites, and advertisement on sites like Craigslist. Now that's pretty cheesy if a multi-billion-dollar company has to advertise on Craigslist. It's two names, U.S.-based agents, Clifford Thomas of Maryland, and Michael Rivera of California. Okay, let me see. Let me read some of the quotes here. The agent's website claimed that the mining investment derives its value from USI Tech non-exclusive interest in a series of Bitcoin mining contracts. They promise a daily return of 1%. That's not a scam. The USI Tech website says its Bitcoin platform consistently provides returns of up to 150% per year. The returns do not depend on the value of Bitcoin, according to the company. I think I had Matt Sharif. I did an interview with Matt Sharif. I might put that in the notes section as well, where he talks about USI Tech. And yeah, it's pretty pyramid-ish, Ponzi-ish kind of a program. Anyways, if you scroll down, it actually takes you to the cease and desist order. And you're basically going to get the address, the mailing address of USI Tech Limited, as well as the mailing address of Cliff Thomas, right? And also the mailing address of Mike Rivera. So there you go. You get some, and this is, I'm not really doxing anybody. This is all public record now. And if I scroll to the last part, I mean, you can read it and check it out for yourself. It was literally signed. Oh, I'm sorry, on the 20th. So yesterday it was signed. Literally, this cease and desist order was literally signed yesterday. So interesting news coming out from CoinDesk here. All right, so let's close this up. It's eating up a lot of CPU power, in my opinion. There we go. All right, so what is this one? What's the next one? Okay, this is coming from Tech Times. Trader bets $1 million that Bitcoin price will reach 50,000 in 2018. So what is happening with this? Well, there was a trader who bought options or futures, whatever you want to call them, on the Ledger X. If you don't know what Ledger X is, very similar to like the futures, except they actually will deliver the Bitcoin. So there was a group of traders, they're pretty adamant that it was a group of traders that paid almost, they paid $990,000, almost $1 million for the right to purchase up to 275 Bitcoins right here, as you see it, at the price of 50,000 each. And you can see there's a order book right here. It's kind of hard to see, but there is an order book here from Ledger X that you can see here. So basically, Ledger X sets up a buyer and seller to actually deliver on the contract. All right. And so there's a group of traders who paid, all right, who paid. Now, this is just the contract fee to buy Bitcoin, 275 Bitcoins for $50,000 each. They paid that in a contract. The $1 million is a contract. All right. And so basically, let me see how many 275 Bitcoins at 50,000. How much is that? I'm kind of curious. Let me see here. 275 times 50,000. That's $13,750,000. $13.75 million of Bitcoin. They paid 1 million to for the right to buy Bitcoins for $50,000 each. So if that's not huge, I don't know what is. I think there was another article that a buyer had for the right to buy Bitcoins at 10,000. Already that guy's in the money. All right, that guy who made that contract for 10,000 by December 2018 next year is already in the money. Now he can walk away and he just has to pay the fee. I think it was like a $2,000 or $3,000 fee. This is a very large contract. This is huge. This is like super duper huge. So this is a big deal. So if anybody had any doubts, then I don't know. If someone is going to make a bet like this, it sounds like they're very, very confident. Well, no, the contract, the fees for the contract is $1 million. All right. So let me see here. Let me see. The bet was made using a call option. Let me see if they're. Yeah, they paid a fee. That's the fee. $990,000 is the fee to buy Bitcoin at $50,000. So yeah. So that's what's going on. I think that's the fee just to buy it. So someone paid a very large amount for a contract to buy Bitcoins at $50,000 by December next year. Now, if the price of Bitcoin, so on top of that, in order for these traders to make money, the price of Bitcoin has to be $53,600. So it has to be $50,000 plus the $3,600 per Bitcoin. So it has to be $53,600 for each Bitcoin has to be over $53,600 for them to actually profit. So it has to be what 60,000. Then they'd be in the money. So yeah. Let me see. When did they do this? Let me see here. Let me see here. Well, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say when they did it and when they placed that order. It does say right here 12. So yeah, about 10 days ago. About 7, 8, 10 days ago. So it was about a week. Looks like it was about a week. It says 2017, 12, 20. No, 20. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. That was Wednesday. That should have been Wednesday. So not last week. It was literally Wednesday. So it wasn't that long ago. It's just a couple days ago. 2 days ago, if you count today as being the 22nd. So very impressive. Let me read some of the quotes here. It says here, without a doubt, there are institutions out there that are looking at these types of trades or have done these types of trades. Mr. Chow told the Journal, it's not an individual. Let's put it that way. So this is huge. This is a group or a group of maybe perhaps institutional investors who are putting this kind of trade on Ledger X. So this is huge. So if you had any doubts that the price is going to go down, I don't know. Considering someone paid $1 million just to buy Bitcoin, and here it is, just to break even. Here's a paragraph right here. In this paragraph right here. Okay. It says here, just to break even, the price will need to reach $53,600 plus the cost of trading fees, representing an increase of approximately 320% from its current value of 16,764. That was whenever this was written. And so people are still expecting the price to go up 300%. 300%. So if you think Bitcoin is is dead and dying, I don't know. You might be wrong. Okay, what's next? Oh, sorry for the white screen here. It's okay. Finally, it's loading. Be a long episode because I don't have to take the kids to school tomorrow. All right, here, more than 250,000 of Ethereum stolen in EtherDelta hack. I don't know. That's all I wanted to say. I just want to make fun of Ethereum just a little bit. And in EtherDelta, gosh, I had people tell me like EtherDelta is a decentralized exchange with a centralized server. You know, they forgot to mention that part, that it has a centralized server, but it's a decentralized exchange. So anyways, just to follow up, let me just move on. Oh, sorry for the screen here. All right, so this is you guys gonna have fun with this one here. This is just a little fun here. Okay, so this is coming from Mashable.com. Here's how to get sexual pleasure from your cryptocurrency. Have you ever wondered how to get sexual pleasure from your cryptocurrency? Well, here's how. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. Let me close some of this stuff. So apparently there's a company. There's a company called the Bitcast. I'll read the first paragraph here. Are you ready to take the thrill of cryptocurrency to the next level? Cam Soda, the adult entertainment platform, has just unveiled Bitcast, which allows you to pair an interactive sex toy with your investment in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Yowza. Wow. Well, so basically, you have this. Now, if you really wanted to get a thrill from your cryptocurrency trades, you have either a penile or a vaginal or even an anal toy that is linked to Bitcast, and whatever it does, it vibrates, it moves, it sucks, it blows, whatever. So when the price goes up, you can have like either, depending on your gender, a penile or a vaginal, device, a sex toy, do its thing when the price goes up. But when the price goes down, you could have the anal sex toy give you a little jolt, give you a little jolt up your butt to let you know the price is dumping. So yes, and you know what? I think you can track it to any. I'm not sure if you could track it to any coin, but basically it works off an API. And if you did it for STD coin, you could do the STD coin. You could pair your sex toy to either the sex coin SXC or the SDD coin STC. So there you go. Now when you trade, you can get some sexual pleasure out of it. Not only can you get this high when the price goes up, but maybe you can get a little, a little bump in the rear when the price goes down, when it takes a dump. So there you go. Interesting and funny article. Have some fun with this one. And it wouldn't surprise me if some of you, all right, if some of you already have some toys like this already. I'm pretty sure some of you in the chat there already have some of these toys. Mr. Lordex one, no one has ever done a proof of sex. No one has ever done a proof of sex. Why hasn't anyone made a coin where you generate new coins by having sex? That is a good question. Man, if someone did that, I'm telling you that coin would like go to the moon. And not only that, you would have fun doing it too. It would probably like get all the nerdy people, all the nerdy men that are in this cryptocurrency space. It may get you laid. Could you imagine putting a coin, proof of sex? The only way to get more coins is you gotta maybe have sex with one of these nerdy developers. So you could have a whole new generation created on cryptocurrency. Amazing, brilliant idea, Mr. Lord, Drex one, brilliant idea. Anyways, let's go on to the next one here. You could have Bitcoin babies and Ethereum babies and Litecoin babies. It would be like crypto kitties, and you could essentially like make money breeding. Not a bad idea. All right, here's one coming from Bloomberg. Bloomberg Gadfly. I'm assuming. I don't know why it's just Bloomberg is all I know. The Bitcoin whales are cutting back. Now, in this article, I'm going to have a little beef with it because the author is saying that Bitcoin whales are selling their coins, are selling Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin. Now, I don't know if this guy knows that if you're a Bitcoin whale, you don't need to buy Bitcoin Cash. You already have Bitcoin Cash. If you are already a whale, by the time that Bitcoin Cash hard forked, you didn't. And as far as I'm concerned, a whale would most likely be a hodler for a very long time. The graph he shows you kind of tells you like since the beginning of January to now, right? So if that's the graph he's using, you have to assume that the Bitcoin whales that he's talking about that are selling Bitcoin and buying Bitcoin Cash, well, that doesn't make sense, because if you've been holding since January, then you should have that equal amount in Bitcoin Cash. Why would you need to buy, why would you need to buy Bitcoin Cash? You have it. And why would you even dump your Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin Cash? It doesn't make sense. I mean, let's face it, not even Roger Ver dumped all his Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin Cash. All right. So why would anybody else would do that? Okay. And Roger Ver loves Bitcoin Cash, but he's not going to dump his Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin Cash, ironically. So this article, I think, is a little misleading. I think the author who wrote this may not fully understand or comprehend what's going on in this space. So he probably needs to get a little more educated or acclimated to the cryptocurrency space before he writes an article. So, but it is something to read. I do disagree with him because I don't believe any whale out there would need to buy Bitcoin Cash, because if they're already a whale of Bitcoin, it's probably a good chance they're also a whale of Bitcoin Cash. Now, maybe they're selling their Bitcoins to buy back at a lower price. Maybe they've sold their Bitcoins and bought Bitcoin Cash. Maybe they sold their Bitcoin Cash at, recently, and then are buying back at a lower price. I could see them doing that, but I just don't see people who already have one of each. Why would you sell your Bitcoin? Maybe you would buy Bitcoin Cash because it's a lower price and you think it might go up, maybe. But the idea that big whales are selling their, you know, I wouldn't say they're a Bitcoin whale. If they were already like a big blocker, then maybe if, but hopefully people who want to support Bitcoin Cash, then support Bitcoin Cash. Dump your Bitcoin so other people who want it can buy it, and you move on to the coin that you want to, work on, and let the best coin, compete. You know, so that's that. Anyways, interesting article. Go ahead and take a read. All right. So what's next? Okay, this is where we get to the Bitcoin Gold people. All right, Bitcoin Gold. Matter of fact, let me go on to this one first before I go on. So, all right. So let me go on this first. Bitcoin is on the road to $0, says Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff, CEO of Euro Pacific Capital, said that Bitcoin has no value and that it will drop along with other cryptocurrencies to a value of 0. So I don't know. I don't know about that. This is another claim. Bitcoin is dead claim. I'm highly suspicious about the timing of this article. This is coming on the heels of the Roger Ver poop going on. This is now Peter Schiff pooping on Bitcoin. So every time these guys try to poop on Bitcoin, the only thing they're doing is allowing hodlers, Bitcoin hodlers, to scoop it up. This is a poop and scoop tactic that is going on right now. That's what you're seeing. So we have had a very nice pump of Bitcoin. I've enjoyed it. Most of you probably enjoyed it. Now you're seeing the poop and scoop of Bitcoin. And if you're smart, you would be scooping up from all these people who are pooping Bitcoin. If they want to poop on Bitcoin, that's fine. They're just driving down the price so others can scoop it up. And that's fine by me. So hopefully I'll have an opportunity to buy at a lower price here. So anyways, so it seems like the gold bugs have jumped on the bandwagon with Roger Ver of trying to, I think, create more FUD. They're trying to capitalize on the dropping price or the price going down, which I don't think it's, I think it's just it seems, it's kind of weird to say it's a correction. It's like it's dropped almost like $7,000, $5,000, but that would be a correction in Bitcoin, and it kind of is. I have yet to see 2 consecutive lower lows and 2 consecutive lower highs. I haven't even seen any lower lows yet. So, but we'll go to the chart analysis eventually. All right, then we'll go to the next one here. So this is another gold bug, and gold bugs have been threatened by Bitcoin. They may not admit that is in danger. So you have the incumbent fiat currency system that's being disrupted by Bitcoin, but now you even have the gold bugs and their system, right, that they've created and they built up, being disrupted by Bitcoin. I believe there are more people who probably desire Bitcoin than there are people who desire gold. That's my belief, and I'm I'm speaking for myself as well on this. I do not own any gold. If I do own any gold, I probably have more gold in my electronics than I do in my safe. All right, maybe. I'm not even sure if it's real gold. I have some gold medals from some Olympics that my mom bought as souvenirs. I don't think they're really gold like the gold bars that gold bugs buy, and or even gold somewhere underneath the ground somewhere or in a vault by third party. I don't own anything like that. I don't even own gold. I don't even wear gold jewelry. Okay, I don't even wear anything gold. I find it a nuisance. I have to keep track of it. On top of that, it makes me a target. You know, makes me a target. Wearing jewelry is not my thing. I wear a watch because a watch is useful. Wearing a gold ring is just a status or a status symbol, I should say. So here's another one. Bitcoin investor will be crawling back to gold, says Agnico's Sean Boyd. There is a video here at the beginning. Well, you have to go through advertisement, but there is a video in the beginning that is basically talking about this. And do I think Bitcoin investors will be crawling back to gold? Well, I've never bought gold, so I'm definitely not going to be crawling back. And I don't think I don't think people who are came from gold into Bitcoin, I don't know if they're going to be crawling back to gold. Crawling back is kind of dramatic there. Andre Barnwell, no, I do not have any bling bling. I don't. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll buy a golden gun. Maybe I'll get a customized gold plated. I don't know what kind of gold plated gun can I get. I don't know. No, but really, I don't. No, I don't wear any bling bling. It's just it's not me. I do. Recently, I've been doing a lot of exercise, and so wearing gold while you're exercising and lifting weights and stuff, and the ring on your finger kind of impedes your grip on things. Also, I work with a lot of, when I'm in my garage, I work with tools. I like fixing my car. I cut my own grass, cut my own trees, cut the own bushes, and a gold ring and gold necklace and bracelet kind of kind of kind of gets in the way a little bit. I have to take those stuff off, so I just don't wear them. I don't even buy them. Those are nothing more than symbols or status symbols. uh, I should get a Desert Eagle. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about getting a Desert Eagle. What is that? A 50 cal? 50 cal Desert Eagle? Yes. Yeah. I might get that. If I was gonna get anything, I would buy a gun before I would buy a gold ring or a gold bar or a silver bar or anything like that. If you ask me what precious metals I would invest in, I would tell you steel, lead, brass, aluminum, and maybe plastic, because that's what mostly a gun is made of. All right, brass, aluminum, steel, not too much copper, lead in the bullets, brass for the casing, sometimes aluminum for the casing. Um, maybe copper, because some of the bullets are copper jacketed, and whatnot. But that's the only thing I would I would buy a gun before I would invest in any precious metal. Honestly, I'll tell you that. And I would buy bullets before I would buy any ring or a golden necklace or whatever. Gold Walther PPK. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You know, it's like having a gold. I would doubt that the gun would last. If I had a gun that was made out of gold, I don't think it would last. I'll be honest with you. You know, gold is pretty soft. If I was to ever use it, I might get like, I don't know, maybe probably 50 rounds before it would malfunction. So not quite. Maybe gold plated, maybe gold colored, but actually made of gold. Gold would not be very good. You know, if push came to shove, turn my gold into bullets. I would have to turn my gold into bullets. I think gold would be useful. That's the only time a gold would be useful as basically bullets. So that's about it. Anyways, let me go on here. What is next? I think that is it. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Let's see here. What am I going to go over? Let's go over some of these here. So I'm going to have to change some of this to CoinMarketCap. We can close some of these here. Let me see here. Close this one. And let's close that one. And close. No, wait, let's close this one here. Okay. And so let's turn this to CoinMarketCap. Before I go to CoinMarketCap, let's go to Salome. Let's go to salome.io. We'll take a quick look. We'll take a quick look. You know, Andre Barnwell, I am actually, Andre Barnwell, you say Golden Desert Eagle, GoldenEye style. I know I took on the moniker of James Bond, but I'm actually not a James Bond fan. I've watched some of the James Bond series. Enjoy a good movie, especially if I don't have to pay for it, and you know, but actually a James Bond fanatic. So the guns that I have are my Glock 19. I had a Glock 17, but it's just a little too big. Glock 19 fits just right, compact enough for me. What's the other thing I have? My typical AR-15, and then a Walther P22. I have a 22, and then I have a conversion kit for my AR-15 that converts it to a 22 rifle or a pistol, depending what kind of buttstock I use, or if I use a buttstock. But that's about it. And then, oh yeah, I do have a revolver, a very cheap revolver. It's a Rossi revolver, the 350, not the 357 Magnum. It's a 3-inch Rossi revolver. It's nice. It's a one-shot stop killer. You know, it's one of those rounds where it doesn't have to be like a 50 cal, a Desert Eagle 50 cal, but I think it works. Yes, I'm a scam. I portray the James Bond moniker, but not into James Bond one bit. Not that much anyway. Let's see here. Let's see what's trending. Game credits, Electronium, Zcoin. What else is here? VeChain, Syscoin on Twitter, Ubic on Twitter, Tether. What does Tether say? Tether. It says here. Seriously, brother. Seriously, brother takes one holiday off away from the Tether printer, and the market goes whatever. What's it saying? Let me see. What is it saying about Tether this time? Seriously, brother takes one holiday off away from the Tether printer, and the market goes to crap. Looks like it's time for me to save crypto once again. So I guess one day of Tether not being printed, then the market goes to crap. Very funny. Very funny. Ripple's tweeting. Ripple's probably really up. Look at that. For almost 5,000 likes and 2,500 retweets. And then Rhea blocks again. And then let me see. Okay, so that's kind of what's trending. Let's take a look at what's trending here. Has 20,000 social media volume. Yeah, must be everyone's kind of talking about it right here. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, 6,600 in social media. Let me see. Ripple's up 50% on the social media, up 25% today. Not bad. Let's see who else is up. Rhea blocks, Dogecoin. This Dogecoin might get another pump here. VeChain, I wonder why there's no price, but VeChain is up in social media volume. Lisk is up in social media volume. So is Tether, which I don't, Tether is not going to go anywhere. But I guess Tether. We need to print more tethers. We need $2 billion worth of tethers. Electronium really up on social media volume. So expect this to go up. What's another one? Komodo. Komodo's up 44% on social media volume. Looks like it has gone up on a day that everything is down today. Look at all the red. Right, look at all the red down. Let me see here. What's another one? Monaco. I don't know why, but it's up, although the price is down. Zcoin's up, and the price is up as well. On a day that's really in the negative. Let's see. Let's go over some of the bigger ones. Folding Coin. Don't know why that's up. Folding Coin is some kind of DNA blockchain computer folding coin or something. I don't understand it. I think it's silly. Ubic is up. Game credits. Wow, 229%. That's probably going to be pumping up really hard. Let me see what else. Genesis Vision. Okay, whatever. Nebello. I don't even know what it is, but it's pumping. And then Particle. Ticker symbol PART. Part. That's probably going to be pumping. Genosis is probably going to be pumping here again soon. Metal, MTL. That's probably going to be pumping. That's at 100%. Social media volume. Omni. I don't know why Omni's up there. Probably because it's related to Tether. Edgeless, 257% increase. And then Digix DAO. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take a look before I close this window here. All right. So, all right. Let's take a look at the coin market cap. Wow. The only thing that's up is Ripple. Ripple's the only thing that's up. My gosh. Wow. Look at all these coins. They're all red. Most of these coins are in the red. Well, okay. Let's compare them to Bitcoin. Let's see how they do. Yeah. All these. Wow. There's a lot of red here. So when Bitcoin goes down, guess what? Your altcoin goes down too. So Doesn't matter where you go. And I think Ripple, if anything, the reason why I think Ripple is up is because if you're going to cash out, you would probably use Ripple because remember, Ripple's a bank coin and it's really not a blockchain. It's quick to send and receive. So it has AML and KYC already. So if you wanted to cash out, Ripple would be a good way you know, to cash out. And I think that's probably what's really happening. Ripple's not going up because people believe in this thing. Ripple's going up because people are using it as a settlement layer. They're buying at that price. It transact, right? It doesn't matter what the price is. You sell out of what your coin is. You instantly buy Ripple. You send Ripple. It goes really fast, right? Because it's a centralized system. So it doesn't matter what you do. You buy $1 million worth, you end up with $1 million worth. It's the whole purpose of Ripple is to cash out. So people who are trading this like a cryptocurrency or they're trading it like it's a thing. They don't understand that people just buy it and then they use it as a settlement layer. So it doesn't matter what the price is. It could be $100. They're just buying literally $1 million worth of token and then sending it and then cashing out $1 million worth of into US dollars or euros or whatever on the other side. That's all it's being used for. So people are, I don't know. I have to, I seriously have to questions people's logic in all this. So anyways, that's just a quick look at CoinMarketCap. So let's go over a few coins, shall we? So we'll go over Ripple. Ripple's hot right now. I'm not going to go over all of these. There's like 43 coins. So let me just go over the top 10. XRP, right? Cool. You want me? Okay, hold on. You want me to? I was gonna just go through the charts, but if you want me to go through and look at the USD and change this to Bitcoin, it's a different story. You're right. So if you want to price it in Bitcoin, we'll look at Bitcoin. I usually look at Bitcoin when I look at the charts individually. So Bitcoin's a different story, isn't it? On some of these, Ripple's still up quite a bit. Ripple is still up quite a bit. You can see Bitcoin Cash is down compared to Bitcoin. So I did change it to Bitcoin, and so it does look different. It does look different. It's still a lot of red in here, still a lot of red, but it's sprinkled with a lot more green, as you can see. So, all right. When I do Bitcoin, I usually just XRP. Do it in this chart right here. So there you go. So Ripple has made more Bitcoin, but it hasn't made like a huge Bitcoin because look at, it's just ranging between here, between these two areas right here. So where is it now? It's making 8,610 Satoshis. It's negligible. I mean, it's within the range of what it's been trading at compared to Bitcoin. And keep in mind, the price of Ripple has gone up and Bitcoin price has gone down. And this is probably all that Ripple can muster in Bitcoin value. So is this a winner? Not really. It's not a huge winner. It's not like this huge spike here. If it spiked up like this high and gave me 24,000 Satoshis, then I would say, okay, this is a winner. But right now, it's really not a winner. You know, a lot of people are making a big fuss about Ripple. Ripple again, people are just buying Ripple to send it somewhere to cash out. That's all it is. It's just a settlement layer. It could be $100. It could be 1 penny. It could be whatever. This is nothing more than a settlement layer. That's what Ripple is for. All right. And so people who are buying this as an investment or to make more Bitcoin, you're wasting your time. The way to make more Bitcoin is not to buy Ripple, it's to trade in and out. If you are going to trade, if you're going to do arbitrage, is to get in and out of US dollars and Bitcoin and perform arbitrage. That's the best way. And I'm not talking about arbitrage on the exchanges. If you do use the exchange, it is helpful, but not necessary. If you can perform arbitrage peer to peer, okay, in the real world. All right, there are locations, geographical locations within the U.S. and within other countries, or even all over the world. Essentially, you're technically you could be trading currencies. Okay, technically you could be trading different pairs of currencies, Bitcoin to US dollar to euro or the yen or whatever. Essentially using Bitcoin in between different currencies, and you could be making money and more Bitcoin that way in the real world. All right. But as far as the cryptocurrency space, Ripple, all right, is just a settlement layer. All right, that's all it is. That's all I have to say about Ripple. So people who are buying Ripple and hyping Ripple, um, you know, I don't necessarily agree that this is a coin to be. I don't think you're going to make more Bitcoin with Ripple. You may make more money, but you're not going to make more Bitcoin. And this chart shows how flat it is. It always returns back to a mean back to its original amount, which is practically almost nothing. So you're wasting your time. That's just my opinion, but you know, feel free to have your own. Okay, Pivx. Pivx is number 2 here. Let's check out Pivx. PIVX. Oh goodness. All right, so let me. Okay, PIVX. Pivx. Let's check out Pivx real quick. Merch Studios. You're asking me what part of the country I am in. Currently, I am in the southwest part of the United States of America. Although I do travel quite a bit. Sometimes I travel to the west, to the Pacific Rim of United States of America, and other times I go visit the eastern seaboard. Sometimes I go to Florida. Other times I'll be in Canada. Mostly I go to Toronto, but maybe I'll go visit Victoria when I'm in Seattle, or when I go to Washington when I'm in the Seattle area. I travel quite a bit. I never go to Wyoming because there's not really much there, but maybe one day I will go to Wyoming. I haven't been to Alaska yet, so I'm looking forward to maybe in the summer going to California, from California drive all the way through Oregon and into Washington and into Canada and eventually to Alaska. Probably have to do that in the summer. The other option is if I could learn how to sail a boat. I would like to sail a boat from most likely from San Francisco, but doesn't have to be San Francisco. It could also be from Seattle, but take a boat from Seattle to Alaska as well. As a matter of fact, if I take a boat and I go into international waters, I can probably most likely take my guns with me. And FUD Machine, are you asking me if I'm in Texas? Yes, I am in Texas. Mr. Lord X1, do I pay the IRS taxes? Um, I would have to say no, I don't. No, I don't, because I cannot find anybody who is willing to take me on as a client and actually do my taxes. So, and plus the taxes that I do, um, you know, I have to admit, this may sound shocking, but I cannot find anywhere or any place that says I have to file taxes. Matter of fact, if you don't file any taxes, um, no one's going to come after you. Matter of fact, you kind of disappear. The unfortunate thing is with filing taxes is that you're kind of forced to file taxes, because if you want to buy a house, if you want to go for a loan, some of the things they ask is for your tax returns in order to give you a loan, or for you to loan you, give you a loan to purchase a house. And so there's, as far as I know, there really is no law that requires you to file taxes. None that I know of. But if you want a loan from a bank, then they do want tax returns. They're doing their part in making sure that you can pay your loan back if they give you a loan. And so there's there's a whole, believe it or not, there's like a whole economy where people pay no taxes. Okay, they don't even file taxes, right? And so, but at the same time, they're not on the radar. They're like gone. All right, they don't get loans. When they buy stuff, they don't buy stuff on loan. It's a whole different system in which some of these people who live in these fringe cultures and fringe societies live on. So, like, as far as I know, there's no requirement for you to file any taxes. Although when you work, your employer will send out something, but again, there's a whole fringe society that basically, if you work for yourself, if you generate your own income, right, self-employed, so to speak. I mean, there's no record of what you make. Everything is voluntary on your part, and as far as I know, there's no requirement to file any taxes. I cannot find anyone to file taxes for me after I got into Bitcoin, so I don't even know what to do. I'll be honest with you. Julie G, yes, that is correct. And the thing about when you get into Bitcoin or into the cryptocurrency space, um, it's almost like you become a ghost. It really is. It's not that I don't want to I don't want to pay my fair share of taxes. I pay a lot. I pay a lot of taxes. I pay property tax. I pay sales tax. Right. I pay the taxes that eventually the services that I get to use. I use the local library. The fire department here, will come to my house if I call 911. The local sheriff's department will come here when I dial 911. All the local services. I mean, I pay taxes. And by the way, Texas does not have a state tax, so I don't have to worry about that. So what is the only thing I'm worried about? I'm worried about the federal tax. And since I have, quote unquote, been unemployable since the financial housing crisis, literally, I have not been, I cannot find a decent wage or a decent job that's going to pay me comfortably, right? I'm either too old, underqualified, overqualified. Um, um, I feel I'm often overlooked for someone who is most likely younger and will take a less of a pay, or someone who is easier to control. I'm not a easy person to control. I'm not always incentivized by money per se. So I haven't worked like, I think it's been over 8 years since I've actually had a job. And so, there's really nothing, you know, there's really nothing for me to do, right? When you haven't worked for like 8 years, what do you report? What taxes should you pay, right? And so, anyways, if the IRS wants to come and chase their tail looking for cryptocurrency traders, go ahead. What you're really doing is you're disenfranchising a group of people that's already disenfranchised enough, and you're pushing them further and further towards the fringes. So it's really, I don't know if it would help. Like, what would get people to pay taxes if they don't feel like paying them, right? Like, why should you pay into something? Like, you're not going to get Social Security. I'm not going to get Social Security, or if I do, it's so little that it's pretty bleak. It's pretty bleak, and I can understand the motivation of quote unquote millennials, or the newer generation of people that are coming into this world. There is no incentive. All right, there's absolutely no incentive to get a job. There's no incentive whatsoever to pay taxes. There's no incentive to pay for future generations, or the previous generation's mistake for kicking the can down the road that nobody wants to pay taxes. Not even the current generation or the generation previous before this generation and previous before that generation. Nobody wants to pay taxes. Everybody wants a tax cut, all right? Everybody wants a tax cut. The wealthy always want a tax cut because they always threaten to leave. If they don't get a tax cut, they'll threaten to leave or go somewhere else. Oftentimes, money, it's outside the country that's not even taxable. Okay, and here's the thing: it's like, okay, I can't bring the money into the U.S., so guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to leave the U.S. I'm gonna spend the money that I can't bring in, instead of me bringing in the money back into the U.S. where I can spend it, where it creates a distribution of wealth, quote unquote, distribution of wealth, where you could spread the money around, you could spend the money. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna just leave the U.S. Okay, I'm gonna go overseas to my offshore bank account, and I'm gonna spend my money over there. All right, where I don't have to pay the taxes. I'm actually more welcome in another country than I am in the U.S. Not me per se, but I'm for the wealthy people out there who have offshore bank accounts. They'll go where the money is, and they'll spend their money over there offshore. Okay, and that's kind of what's happening here. I mean, even large corporations are they have millions and billions of dollars overseas that have never been taxed. And what's happening is it just stays overseas. That's all it does. So, people want to talk about taxing Bitcoiners. Yeah, taxing Bitcoiners, like, you're talking about a fringe society. The larger tax cheats, all right, are basically, they live in the U.S. right in front of the IRS, right? They live here. They're the largest tax cheats, all right. Yes, they pay, like, they pay, in absolute value, they pay in millions and millions of dollars, but percentage value, some of the wealthiest, very, 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 very wealthy people pay a very small percentage in reality, compared to their overall net worth. Very, very small percentage. All right. And so, and again, none of that money ever comes back in the U.S. where it can be used. So, people want to talk about taxes. Well, let's talk about incentives to bring that money back here, which and it may not be a good thing, because the more money that floods in the U.S. market, it just creates inflation. So I don't necessarily see bringing money back in the U.S. a good thing anyway. But that's just me. Sorry if I ran it on so long. Mr. Lordex one, I'm okay. I'm not doing terribly bad. I just don't. That's why I don't wear gold necklaces and gold rings, and I don't drive a Lambo. I live a very modest life, and I've learned to appreciate other things than like how much. I don't measure myself by how much money I make in a year. I try not to anyway. I do need money because I have to eat, and I have to do things. My physical body requires me to, unfortunately consume food to expend the energy. So I don't necessarily, you know, not that I hate money. I enjoy money just like anybody else. But I don't I don't measure myself. I don't measure my worth by how much money I made or how much my net worth is, because I believe that is an illusion, especially when you get into Bitcoin. You know, if you once you get into Bitcoin and you realize that you can generate an infinite amount of money to infinity using Bitcoin. It's not like I have a lot of money, but I realize that you can infinitely create money out of thin air using Bitcoin to infinity. And and then once you realize how money is created, and you can create money at will at any time, then you have a different perspective. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm a billionaire and that's why I don't care about money. I'm just saying I realize how money is created, and me using Bitcoin allows me to create money out of thin air. So instead of measuring myself by my net worth or how much money I have or made, I measure myself by the quality of life that I choose to live. It's really that simple. Um, yeah, supposedly, but yeah. Fun Machine, I do have to pay taxes on YouTube money because YouTube like sends them something, but the amount of money I make is so low and so small, I would be shocked. I would absolutely be shocked that the IRS would come after me. I think I make like $75 a month. I think during the holiday season I make like $100 a month. So well, if the IRS wants to waste their time on me, fine. Here, I'll give you whatever back tax. I'll give you like $300 in back taxes. You know, whatever. Anyway, sorry for this long rant. Anyways, let's look at PIVX. Let's look at PIVX. All right, let's take a look at PIVX. PIVX is always fun to look at. All right, so PIVX, is it making more? Is it making more Bitcoin? Well, no, I think it's hit a peak. Like all these altcoins have been trending downwards, and they're hitting the bottom, and now they're peaking up a little bit, right? Because Bitcoin has been tremendously going up in value. Now they're coming down. Now they're going to start coming down because I think PIVX has been trending down. Look, it's lower highs. If you look at it, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And this is a lower high. This is most likely going to be a lower high. It's not going to make any more Bitcoin for you than it did in the previous 6 months. and then it's going to go back down. Probably it's going to go back to the median, which is like in this range right here, this somewhere around here. All right, so let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash should be a big winner, right? Bitcoin Cash. Let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. All right, let's have a look at Bitcoin Cash. It's back down to $2,722. So it's Bitcoin Cash is definitely dumped. And there you go. That's about it. It never made, although Bitcoin Cash has made an all-time high in US dollars, it did not make an all-time Bitcoin high. It actually fell short of that. So, you know, is this so if you look at the price of Bitcoin, you know, it's not doing anything. It's just ranging between 0.08 to 0.24, somewhere around there. And that's probably what it's going to consistently do. Maybe on a really good day for Bitcoin Cash and a bad day for Bitcoin, it'll hit 0.32, maybe. But it looks like the pump is over, and it's starting to go down. So that's Bitcoin Cash. If you could, if you made Bitcoin on your Bitcoin Cash pump, then great. So let's have a look at Dash. Dash is another one. Let's have a look at Dash. All right, so let's have a look at Dash here. All right, so Dash has it hit its peak right here. It has come down, came down, and then it's going back up, and it looks like it's probably going to range between here. It ranges between 0.05 Bitcoin to 0.1 Bitcoin. So it makes like 5 to 10% of your Bitcoin value. And you know, Dash could be a coin that you can make more Bitcoin because it's predictable. It has peaks and valleys, and you probably should dump it, in my opinion. And here's the thing, Dash has made an all-time high in US dollar, but it has not made a Bitcoin high. It has not made a Bitcoin high. So people kind of over exaggerate the value of these altcoins, and the value of these altcoins in reality are nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. These altcoins, they are literally backed by Bitcoin. So when you see Bitcoin go up, eventually these altcoins will tend to lag. They lag Bitcoin's price movement, and then they'll move up. And then when Bitcoin goes down, they'll go down. That's what I've noticed. And so they are literally nothing more than fractional representations of Bitcoin. Okay, so EOS. Maybe I'll just look at 5. I'll just look at 5 coins today. EOS. Let's take a look at EOS. EOS. Okay, EOS. All right, EOS is made a little bowl shape here, and it's peaked out at 0.16 ETH. This is priced in ETH. Why is this? Well, interesting. This, is it me, or did they change this? This used to be priced in Bitcoin, but now they price it in ETH for some reason. This is priced in ETH. Wow. This used to be priced in Bitcoin, and it would show a downtrend. So this is different. This is not priced in Bitcoin. This is priced in Ethereum and not in Bitcoin. Why did they change this? This is so weird. Okay. Well, I guess, let me see, what is this? Okay. Wow. They changed this. This used to be priced in Bitcoin, but when you price it in Bitcoin, this chart looks like a loser. It literally looks like a loser. Now they priced it in Ethereum, and I think they're trying to obscure it. Yeah. I mean, Richie Rich, did you see that? Is that me or or am I seeing this? Because when I looked at this, I'm like, wow, EOS looks like they're doing awesome. Because last time I remembered, compared to Bitcoin, it looked like crap. It looked like this is a long time loser. I don't see anywhere where I can add Bitcoin. Look, it says right here ETH, and that's about it. If I take that off, there's nothing. There's nothing I can change. There's nothing here. I could try to, let me see if this is it. Nope, that's not it. They changed this. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, they priced one crap coin to another crap coin. And the way it's priced out, it looks really good. It looks like it's back on an uptrend, and it's making more Ethereum. But oh my gosh. Well, okay. I guess if you price it in Bitcoin, it looks so bad. It looks so bad that they had to change it to Ethereum to make it look yeah, that's right, Richie Rich. Make a loser look like a winner. Because if you, I mean, I remember EOS didn't look that great when you compared it to Bitcoin. It like sucked big time. And oh my gosh, they changed the chart. Oh wow. Oh well, if you ask me, it's a loser. I mean, it's a loser. Oh wow, they changed it. I mean, they should have, if they're going to have an option. I think they should have an option for Ethereum, because it is an ERC20 token, so it should be priced in Ethereum. But I think they should also have a Bitcoin as well, because we all know that even Ethereum is nothing more than a fractional representation of Bitcoin, and so this is weird. Richie Rich. Richie Rich, yeah, Richie Rich said it's because when you remove the ETH, you get the true value chart, which is 0. Let's check out Salt real quick. Is Salt the same counted on Ether? Salt is an ERC20. Let's check that out. Someone must be watching my videos and realizing, oh my God, we can't have ERC20s compared to Bitcoin, because they all suck. They all look like they're going down. And yep, this is the same. This is price in Ethereum. Bitcoin anymore. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I guess we can't compare the ERC20 tokens to Bitcoin anymore, because they look so bad. They look so bad that CoinMarketCap had to change it to Ethereum, so they can so it can look decent. Let me see Civic. Let's do Civic. The Civic looked like crap too when you compared it to Bitcoin. But let's see how it looks to Ethereum now. They still have like the Bitcoin price here. They still have the Bitcoin price right here. You can see that. So they show it that way. They don't show. Oh yeah. Oh my God. You know, this Civic really sucks. Even in Ethereum price, Civic is still like going down in value. So even Civic sucks still. Oh gosh. Well, if we're gonna let's have a look at Ethereum then. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So let's have a look at Ethereum. How is Ethereum priced? Is Ethereum priced in Ethereum? So yeah, okay, this is in Bitcoin, but you can see that the trend of Ethereum since this peak right here is going down. So as long as there's a trend going down, most likely the ERC20s are also going down in price. Oh my God, I can't believe they changed it. The ERC20 tokens look so bad compared to Bitcoin that they had to change it to Ethereum so it doesn't look that bad. Wow. All right. Well, okay. Let's do one more then. Let's do Zcash. Let's do Zcash. Oh, sorry. Let's do Zcash. Yeah. Well, Zcash is a really bad graph to look at, but yeah, but okay, I'll just compare it since it's over here. Zcash. Gosh, every time I see Zcash, why would anybody want to buy this when you look at this? But even when I compare, like, it's still a bad deal. Even though the price has gone up to all-time high, you compare it to Bitcoin, it still looks pretty bad. Even though it's pumped up to like point oh 0.04, 0.04 Bitcoin. It's probably going to peak out here, and it's probably going to continue downwards. Like, you can't, you have to look at the long trend of Zcash, and compared to Bitcoin value, this thing's trending down. So there's probably a really good chance that Bitcoin's going to go back up in price, and these other altcoins are going to continue to go down in Bitcoin value. So I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, I don't know what else. Let's see here. All right, so let's go over the mempool now. I cannot believe coin market cap. Well, before I go to the mempool, let's do Livecoin. Let's take a look at Livecoin real quick. I cannot believe coin market cap. I can't believe coin market cap changed that. It must have made all those ERC20 tokens look like crap when you compared it to Bitcoin. I mean, that's how strong Bitcoin is. I don't care what people say. Even with the price decrease, the discounted price that we're all getting, Bitcoin is still king. It will always be king. And people just, they can't get over that. They cannot get over the fact that Bitcoin is the reserve cryptocurrency for all other altcoins and tokens and ERC tokens. All right, all ICOs, all airdrops, all cryptocurrencies, all tokens on whatever blockchain, Waves, Lisk, Next, Omni. What else? I mean, counterparty, counterparty, everything counterparty makes, all right, is basically a fractional value, literally a fractional value of Bitcoin. So all these coins are nothing more than Bitcoin. They really are. So if you wanted to increase your efficiency in making money or gaining value, okay, the easiest way to do that is trade between the fiat currency and Bitcoin. That's the most efficient way. Going from fiat to crypto to crypto to crypto to another crypto, back to another crypto, and then back into Bitcoin is like the most inefficient way to to gain value. Like literally the most inefficient way. And then eventually what these idiots do is they think they made money, not realizing they only made money because Bitcoin value has gone up. So then they eventually cash out into fiat, right? Which is, defeats the whole purpose. If you're doing that, you should be going back and forth, gaining. Either you're gaining in money or you're gaining in Bitcoin. So when the price goes up, you're gaining money. When the price goes down, you're gaining Bitcoin, right? And you play off those two, and that's how you create money out of thin air, basically. But maybe who knows? Maybe it's not that simple. Maybe it's more complicated than I believe to be how you make money in Bitcoin. Maybe it's just way more complicated. I need to trade like 50 different altcoins and eventually come out with less Bitcoin. Maybe that's how it's done. All right, so let's take a look at the 30-day here. Bitcoin has gone down. Okay, it's at 82%, unfortunately. But Ethereum is at 95. Ripple is now at 426% increase in the last 30 days. Bitcoin Cash 129, Litecoin 283, Cardano $1,343. Let's have a look. IOTA 334%. Dash 1,045. NEM 303 or 309%. And Monero at 164. EOS at 377%. Bitcoin Gold took a big dump, but only 6%. Unfortunately, it was up 100%. Anyways, I'm not gonna go over all these. It's after 30 days, you're still all in the green. You have to be retarded, which there actually might be some retarded people out there who lost money. I mean, there are people who lost money. That's the scary part. you know, in 30 days, you probably lost some money because you bought low and you sold. Well, you bought high and you sold low and you FOMO'd a lot. But basically, if you bought any of these tokens, any of these coins, all right, you made a gain. You literally have to be retarded, brain dead. You have to be dead. If you have a pulse, if you check your risk. Do you have a pulse? Then you could have made money in the last 30 days. All right, it's that easy. If you have a pulse, you could have made money. That simple. Anyways, enough ranting now. Let's go to Joho's mempool statistics here. Joho's mempool statistics. Sorry for the bright screen here. Oh, we're Joe. This site doesn't have night view. The night view. Wow. It's late at night, and we're the transactions. Okay, so you have over 2,500 transactions that are in the 700 satoshis per byte. We're literally getting into 1,000 satoshis per byte transaction fees now to get it into the next block. If you're really in a hurry, I think 700 you're okay. Now if you're at 500 satoshis per byte, you're probably going to be waiting a good at least a good 2 hours before you get your fees into the block. That's right now. That's at current time. If you look at it throughout the whole day, anybody at 500 to 700 satoshis, if you're at 500 satoshis per byte, you're waiting all day. All right, so there you go. All right, let's check the trade block. Just waiting for it to load. Man, it's taking a long time to load. Looks like on trade block it says here 14,120. So it seems like the price has bounced back, which is good. Trade block is taking way too long. There must be a lot of blocks, a lot of mempool in the the mempool must be really full. The trade block's not even loading. Let me see if I can refresh it. Come on, load already. All right, forget trade blocks. Let's go on to the chart analysis. All right, we're back to chart analysis here. All right, this is on the hourly. Let me see here. Okay, it's still under 14,000. It's almost went up to 15, now back under 14. So let's take a look here. Let's just draw some simple lines. And it looks like our trend line is starting to go down on a very steep curve. Let me see here if we can. It is really starting to look like it is on a steep, very, very steep curve. Wow. This is what it looks like. It is just, every trend line I make, it is just curving downwards and downwards. It's almost like making a little graph here, artistic graph. So let's have a look here. Ouch. This is a massive sell-off. This is a massive, massive sell-off. Let's see if I zoom in here. What do we get? We're getting some massive, massive sell-off. And there's going to be some heavy, very, very heavy resistance too, to break out of this. So anyways, there is some heavy selling pressure. There's no doubt about that. There's very heavy selling pressure. And each of these trend lines represents a breakout point that the price has to break out. And it's possible to break out. I think it's possible to break out of this trend line and this trend line. So it's possible to break out of these two trend lines because they're just so steep, and the selling pressure is not sustainable. At some point, the sellers are going to exhaust themselves. It's going to reach a point where there's a lot of people who are holding Bitcoin, and the sellers who are no longer have any more Bitcoin to sell, well, then that's it. They've run out. And then as the price is low enough and very attractive enough for the existing holders or the people who already sold out on top, all right, I've been trading all this time, so I have some reserves here, cash reserves here. I've been waiting for this dip. This is a dip that you want to wait for, not like a little dip like 1,000 or 2,000. You know, when you got like a 6 or 7, 8, a $10,000 dip, that is the dip. That is a very good dip to buy. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but if I had to do things all over again back in 2013, I would have kept buying all the dips, every dip I had, all the way down to $200. from 1200 all the way down to 200. I would have bought every opportunity I had. I would have bought, and the lower the price, I would have bought actually probably more. I would have increased my buying. So like a good strategy, because I'm just speaking from learning from the past, is if right now I would buy like a small amount, like maybe $100, couple $100, or whatever, if you already have an account, a trading account, or if you trade peer to peer. Usually when you trade peer to peer, you can't buy a couple quote unquote couple $100 if you're buying in volume. You really have to just buy in volume though. But if you had an account, like a trading account, just buy a couple $100, and every time the price goes lower, the amount that you're going to buy, because you're literally going to get more Bitcoin. As it goes further and further down, increase it. Eventually, you'll get up to a point where you're buying 1,000 Bitcoins. And if it really goes down, if you're really smart, if you're really, really smart, you would be buying like 10,000, 20, 40, 50,000 at $200 or below at $100, and just be patient and wait for the next cycle to happen. Wait for the dips, or wait for the dips, but wait for the halving. So remember, the halving is also going to happen. Wait for just wait for the bull market to return, and it will, because I remember when the price of Bitcoin hit 1,000, and the long bear market after that. I never. It's not that I fell out of favor for Bitcoin, because I actually kept trading during that whole time on a peer-to-peer market. But there were times where it got pretty tough for me to keep doing this, because although I had more Bitcoin, I didn't quite make a lot of money per se. But if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have. I would have kept a lot more Bitcoin. I would have definitely kept a lot more Bitcoin. So yeah, Plex ASM, you get paid in Bitcoin. You lucky. You're lucky, man. So the lower the price goes, it doesn't matter. You still get paid a fixed dollar amount, but you get more coins. That's really smart. That's really smart. So the price going down is not a big deal for you. And the price going down for me is not a big deal for me either, because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the right time. I unfortunately cannot buy on a dollar cost average, because I buy in like lot amounts, in bulk amounts. So I have to do one thing. I either have to wait for me to run out of Bitcoin, and if someone buys all my Bitcoin at a lower price right now at a discount, I would have to rebuy back in. But the Bitcoins I have is still a lot. There's even at these prices, it's a lot of Bitcoin. The value of Bitcoin is quite a bit. Okay, if you have 10 Bitcoins, it's $136,000. Okay, so it's not like, yes, it was worth almost $200,000. You lost $70,000, but did you really? Well, did I really? No, not really. If you bought them for 1,000, at the beginning of the year, you're still up a lot. You're still up a lot. So, anyways, there is some heavy pressure. It looks like, at least on the hourly, because you have to break this trend line, you have to break this trend line, then you have to break this trend line. I think this trend line is really the next challenge right here. So let me just remove these. As soon as as the sellers exhaust themselves, which they will, the sellers will exhaust themselves. Okay, the sellers exhaust themselves. It could have a dead cat bounce, and where it's going to retest this trend line, which I don't know what it is right now because it's moving. Sometime in the future. Even then, it may not even break it. It'll probably go sideways. It'll go down and then maybe hover around here, anywhere from what the current low is 13,300 to maybe 1,500. So it'll bounce from it'll be a $2,000 range, and then if it does break, then the next part right here is anywhere from like 17,000 to 17,500 is probably the average price. It may even, it depends how long it takes, but it could also be anywhere from 7,000 to 17,000 to 17,500. So it still has this resistance, and then if it does go up higher, if it does break, then you're looking probably at an all-time high. But that is very challenging right now at its current price. So, but it is Bitcoin. It is Bitcoin. You could see a bounce back, whenever this pooping, the poop and scoop is over. So, all right. So let's take away these lines. Let's take a look at the 12-hour. And ouch, this is not looking good. You see the two average lines starting to cross over. This is a very large red candle. And so it looks like and the RSI is definitely looks like it's almost about to touch, could even go down further. So, I don't know where the price is going to be. I can draw some lines to get an idea from the previous lows and the previous tops. And then let's put this previous low in right here. All right, so let's take a look here at what this price is. This is 12,600 and 12,800 is this line here. And then what is this line here? 11,470. And here is 9,025. So these are some possibilities where you can have your market orders or limit orders, limit buy orders. So if you want to patiently wait and see if they hit, if you cashed out kind of at the top and you're looking to rebuy back in, those are some areas where you can maybe put some limit orders. Let's have a look at the 1 day. Okay, 1 day, the price has gone below both the faster moving average and the slower moving average. And so the price is below both of them. So it looks really bearish. It looks really bearish. There could be a continuation until it stops at some point, which I don't know. And the only place I can look at are for these previous lows and previous highs. This is a low of this low right here. This is the high of this high. And this is a low of this low right here. That's all I got right now. Let's have a look at 3 days. FUD machine, you're saying that the reason why it's dumping is because the future contracts are gonna have a 3-day weekend. I mean, that could be true. That could be true. Everyone's selling their long positions. If you sell your long positions, that's essentially creating a sell order. All right. And so this is the 3-day. So the 3-day, that is a huge That is very huge. This is a very big red candlestick on a 3-day. It is lower than the moving average. And the next support is at $10,000 right here on a 3-day. So there's some other areas of support. And if you look at the RSI, there might be a chance, this is kind of typical, this is what's been happening, is that the RSI hits around 50, around the 50 area before it makes another push upwards. Will this be different? If it breaks below, if this breaks below 50, the RSI breaks below 50 and it goes back down to 30, and which it will probably touch $10,000 or even more, then we could be looking at a bear market. It's possible, but there's nothing confirmed here because let me remove these lines here. You need to get a confirmation of a downtrend, you need two, not one, but two lower highs with one, and then two. So you need two lower highs. So this is the high. So you need, if the price did go down, you need another high, which is lower again, and then make another lower high. So you need one, two lower highs, one and two lower highs. If this is the first lower low, this would be one. And then after it bounces up and makes that first lower high, you'll need another second lower low. And that would give you, basically, that's the beginning of the two confirmed, at least two confirmed lower lows. And then you still need a second lower high. And then that's when you know, of course, you won't know that it's a second lower high until you get the third lower low, unfortunately. And that's when you know you have a trend that is bearish. But we won't know until we get that information, unfortunately. Good news is if this is a dump, there's usually a dead cat bounce. So the price will probably hit up. It's the question is, are people going to buy more into it, or are people going to sell off the top of that dead cat bounce and then start selling back into it? Now let's have a look at the weekly. So here's the weekly. And if you look at the weekly, it's still bullish. Kind of ironic. All the other time frames show a bearish indication. The weekly is still a bullish indication, although this is a very big red candlestick. And how many more days? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 more days until you get another candlestick. So it looks like the way it's going, it's going to push this short. It's going to touch this short term. It looks like it might touch this short term, or there's a possibility of this touching a short term average here, which is currently priced at 12,000. Let me see, 12,500. So 12,500 right here. And we'll see if it reacts to the short term with a pullback like this. If this is just a correction on a weekly and it pulls back, bounces off the short-term moving average, that means there's going to be a very huge move upwards that could even break the all-time high and go past 20,000, maybe even go past 21,000. That's if there's going to be a huge bounce pushing up higher. If not, you're looking at right here on this moving average. What you notice that it used to be about 7,000. Now it's a little bit below 7,000. As the price goes down, it's going to move these averages. So right now the price is $6,895, right around there. So there you have it. Will the price continue to go down? It looks like it. It looks like it with a huge red candlestick like that. It most likely will touch this average right here, and the question is it going to bounce off of it? I won't know until another week goes by, unfortunately. But if you are a proponent of buying the dip, well, here's the big dip. I mean, this is a pretty big dip, and you're getting a very nice discount from 19,000, $6,000 discount. So if you're into buying the dips, this is a pretty big dip. This is a huge dip. So anyways, there's my chart analysis. Am I worried? Am I panicked? No. Um, you know, I got most of my coins. Well, I built up most of my coins before this year, but I kind of stopped around about $1,000, and I've been wanting to buy in, but the problem is that the price just keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up, and it just increased the value of my Bitcoins where I just didn't need to buy in. But if it goes back down, then what happens is it decreases the value of my Bitcoins. And as people come to me and start buying them, I'm going to run out of Bitcoins faster. And so I'll have no choice but to buy more Bitcoins. And once that happens, that's when I know the market will most likely start turning around. When is this going to happen? I don't know. I'll let the market tell me. All right, as people come and buy my Bitcoins at a lower price, they'll probably sell out. You know, I probably need to sell. I'll sell out of Bitcoins faster. That's when I know the market is telling me to go buy more Bitcoins. Try to outsmart the market. I don't outcompete the market. I don't think I'm smarter than any one of you, because I'm not. All I do is I participate in the market, and the market tells me when to buy and when to sell. That's how I play it. I love doing chart analysis. It helps. But ultimately, believe it or not, the market, the peer-to-peer market tells me when to buy more Bitcoin. And so I'll just have to wait it out. And as soon as I get some more, I'll let you know, because I think the peer-to-peer market really runs the exchange markets, in my opinion. Everything that I've learned is coming through the peer-to-peer market. Has nothing to do with, well, it has something to do with technical analysis, but the peer-to-peer market is where I get most of my information. I'll be honest with you, and I encourage each and every one of you to trade the peer-to-peer markets, because then you'll have asymmetric information. All right. In other words, you'll have information only privy to, that you have, because you're involved in the market, and you'll quickly learn that if you participate in the market, you'll make more money than trying to beat the market. I'm pretty sure of that. That's just my opinion, but I'm pretty sure you'll come to that same conclusion. If you participate in the market, you will make more money than trying to beat the market. Anyways, let me close this out and go back to my meme here. So I'm pretty much conclude this episode. Sorry if I ranted on for such a long time, but I'd like to thank everybody in the chat. Julie G, you say you're telling everyone to the key is estimating the bottom of the dip, so you pull the buy trigger. Yes, that typically is usually the key. The problem is nobody knows the bottom, unfortunately. Mr. Lord Directs 1, thank you for being in the live chat. Let me see. Andre Barnwell says, James Bond, what you're saying is, I keep my ears to the street, son. I guess so in some ways, you know. I guess so. Again, I just I let the market participants tell me when to sell and when to buy, and that's all I do. I don't have a magic crystal ball. It's ironic that maybe people think that by not buying from me, they're making me suffer. But what's really happening is the price of Bitcoin's gone up, and then when they really need Bitcoins, unfortunately, the time that people really need Bitcoins are the time when the prices are at its highest. It's ironic, but that's what I've noticed, and that's when they usually come and purchase Bitcoin, is when the price is at its highest. And then when the price is at its lowest, that's the time when nobody wants their Bitcoins, and everybody is trying to sell their Bitcoin. It's the strangest thing. So I just let the market tell me. The market is my friend. I try to keep the market as my friend. So when the market's down, everybody wants to sell their Bitcoin, I'm there. When the market's high and everybody wants to buy their Bitcoins, I'm there. That's all I do. I don't try to outbeat the market. I just participate in the market. DD82, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Merch Studios, thank you so much. Let me see. This is a chance to buy more Bitcoin. 2018 goes up out of this range. Yeah, it could be. It could be, because if you just look at past history, prices will go down. I was expecting price to go down. The question is, am I going to buy when the opportunity is given for you to buy more Bitcoins at a lower price? Are you going to do it? That's a big question. And then Jay Glad, yes, it is a solid dip. And Client Shibzig, thank you for watching. Fud Machine, who else? Let me see. Plex ASM as well. And let me see who else was in here. Richie Rich, thank you very much. And who else was all in here? Boy, there you guys were all chatting it up for a while. Leisure Picker. I want to say Nose Picker for some reason, but Leisure Picker. That's good enough for me. Let's see who else is in here. It looks like the usual crowd is all in here. And 21 million, thank you for joining the live chat. And my goodness, you guys all chatted so much, I'm running out of scroll space. Anyways, thank you, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. And we've got 3 more days to go. I'm hoping the price turns around within those 3 days. If I didn't reach my target price of 21,000, that's okay. It went all the way up to 19,000, which is pretty darn good in my book. And I think over time, the price of Bitcoin will go up, because we are in a poop cycle. This is a poop and scoop, people. So right now, Roger Ver is a poop. Peter Schiff is a poop. All the naysayers are poops. Here's your chance to scoop. All right? Here's your chance to scoop. Anyways, feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, or even do a video response after the live stream, or a comment after the live stream. Until next time, everybody, stay tuned. And no matter what, always look up at the sky. There's the moon. Shoot for the moon. You might actually hit it. If you don't, you'll definitely go far. All right. So anyways, bye-bye, everybody.